As week one of COP29 comes to a close. With just a few hours to go before curtains fall on the technical leg of the negotiations, the negotiators seem to have hit a stalemate on talks around climate finance, with developed countries blocking any attempts to include numbers or targets on financing goals. Our sustainability editor Zainab Wandati has more from Baku, Azerbaijan.
In the context of climate negotiations, a draft text refers to a preliminary document that encompasses the proposed agreements, the policies, and the commitments to address climate change. Now, this preliminary document usually incorporates the views of all the countries that are participating in these talks, all the parties, as they are known, that are participating in these talks. And then this document is what is then handed over to the ministers. And as it is, this document, particularly the one that is on matters finance, which is a very key agenda to Africa, is contested, is in heavy contestation, and the document itself is heavily bracketed in the language of the COP, which means everything within those brackets is heavily contested, has not been agreed on.
So we expected to see the text helping us guide experts, technical experts who are involved to help the indicator work, further guidance on them, how do they proceed in terms of developing a set of indicators by COP30. At the same time is the final outcome by COP30, because UAE Belém is next year. So by COP30, what do we need to expect?
I don't want to be pessimistic. I want to be an optimist. But of course, again, that's why we call negotiations. Negotiations can go either way. But we are hoping that everyone being aware of the climate change issues. Look at Valencia, Spain. They have suffered with massive droughts, floods in the last few weeks. And therefore, it is important for everyone to realize that the climate change is not only a preserve of the global south. It is affecting everyone in the world. And therefore, we need to come all of us together to be able to deliver on a quantified goal or a target that we need to mitigate.
Of course, it's a negotiation. Maybe not everything could be there, but if we get maybe 70% or so of our key needs, at least we'll say that we have achieved in the goal.
For the finance text, particularly the NCQG, as they're calling it, the new collective quantified goal, that's the name they're giving the text on finance, there seems to be a stalemate at the moment, which means this document will now be referred to the ministers as it is. Now, what is not so good about this is that the ministers will not have an opportunity to actually add anything into that text. Anything that needs to go into that document needs to happen this week, because when it goes to the ministers, they will only be discussing the document that is in front of them. And so this ministerial will happen from Monday. But tomorrow is a rest day. This site will be closed. However, the ministers, the African ministers on environment, will be meeting tomorrow together with their technical teams to get a full picture of what has happened this week, what is pending, what texts have been agreed on, which negotiating texts exist, and what the sticky points are, so that when they take over the negotiations on Monday, they know exactly where to start from.
Thank you, Zainab. And back home,